Okay, hello. We're early.
An early thumbs down.
Oh, immediate thumbs down. Thank you.
I just saw like the sprinkling of thumbs up and I went, oh, thumbs down.
Listen, we're early. No thumbs downs allowed.
Enough of your nonsense, thumbs down. Hope you're all well, guys. Even Mr. Thumbs Down, hope you're well also.
Yeah. You might not be well.
Yeah, but we hope you're well.
But
we're just getting kind of caught up. Done a couple little videos this morning. We refilmed the Freeflex, Autoflex head-to-head.
I think it worked this time, if anyone's wondering.
Yes, for those of you who were
Freeflex?
Upset, as we were.
I was upset. Yeah, no technology issues this week, so you will get to partake of round 2 of Freeflex versus Autoflex.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was a good one. Result was basically the same as last week, so at least we confirmed our diagnosis.
Yes.
And we filmed a little bit with, is it here? Oh, yes. We built up young Rory McIlroy's driver.
Tell you what.
And we hit some balls with it.
It was a good video. Interesting video.
Yep.
We're debating, guys, whether Rory's obviously came out and said Stealth 2, wishes he could hit his original Stealth, wish he wasn't being made. Mm-hmm. Those were the words, weren't they? Mm-hmm. You know, I wish I wasn't being made to use the new driver.
Yeah.
Well,
strong words.
You know, we took a deep dive in there and took a look at, you know, what's wrong with the driver, what's wrong with Stealth 2 as a driver, why is he having issues? We took a dive into his stats for this year. We took a dive into, you know, obviously the technology within that club.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to miss that one.
It's a good one.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fun one.
We've got some great results, interesting results.
Yes,
yep.
Definitely.
And Stephen Gerard there just saying, yeah, we also noted in the video that Morikawa was using, you know, his old sim. I thought it was Sim original. I didn't know it was Sim 2. Maybe he's using Sim 2 this weekend. I know he had Sim at one point.
Stephen Gerard, the old Rangers manager, Stevie G.
Maybe.
Come on.
Could it be?
No, I think he's in
thumbnail there.
I think he's in Turkey trying to sign a deal with Trabzonspor as our old manager's going to a team in Turkey.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
He's busy.
Walshy's in Hawaii. Aloha, lads.
He is. Where
Aloha,
is Walshy there?
Yeah, he's in there.
Walshy.
Aloha.
Yep, jealous.
Working in his tan.
As he should.
Big bastard.
He's having a great time, I promise you that. That is an awfully good place to be.
Yeah.
There's our pal John. Thanks, John. Glad you like the podcast. Speaking of the podcast.
The podcast.
If you have not listened to the return of the podcast, or you haven't subscribed to the new podcast, resumption of the podcast,
yes,
please do. You can find it on every podcast place, whether you're an Apple person or a Spotify person or a Google person. And you can also watch it on our TXG podcast channel on YouTube. That's if you want to actually see us, like interacting with video, not just voice.
I like podcasts that way.
It's kind of actually, I watched it back. It's nice. It's nice to watch that.
It was a very calm setting.
Yes.
It was just something about it. Like it was just like a chat.
It just felt like a nice afternoon chat.
Yes, with the lads. So let us know, guys, what you thought of the podcast. Anything you'd like to see in the podcast. We gave you a little idea of our idea of what the kind of format will be when we do them on our weekly basis, our new weekly time slot. But love to hear what you guys think. And as Matty said, please go subscribe. The key to podcasts getting popular and bigger as we want it to, and hopefully as part of our community, you guys want that same thing. Is giving it 5 stars on the Apple. Go and give it 5 stars. Leave your comments on the podcast review page, and that would mean help a lot to us, guys.
We have
if
some
you do that.
reviews. Let's see how many reviews.
How many reviews? 7.
45 with an average rating of 5 stars. So I love it. If you could, contribute to that, make it even more. People,
yes, that would be awesome.
But let me give you guys a link. If you want to watch the podcast, like if you want to actually watch us talking, I will give you the link right now.
I think I actually think it's going to be one of our really popular segments, of our content schedule.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become a really popular little thing. I think when we enjoy it, which we definitely did.
We did.
I think it's going to be something that comes through that you guys, see how much we're enjoying it as well.
Absolutely. So here's the link, guys. I will put it in the comment section for you. That's the channel itself, so you can just go and subscribe there. And the first episode that we did on last week is up there already, if you haven't already listened.
Yeah. So yeah, please go give it a listen, give it a follow, and as I say, on Apple, go and review it. Leave us whatever rating you think it's worthy of.
I'm gonna tell you what to do.
Yep. But yeah,
rate it highly.
Be awesome.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Shall we dive into a few questions?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chad was in there early, pre-broadcast. So from Chad, shaft question. He's got TR Blue 60X in his Rogue Triple Diamond, and the stock MMT in his 3-wood. Okay. He's not loving the MMT.
Okay.
So what do you like for his 3-wood then?
And a left miss, draw hooked, 1 to 6. I would love you to, Chad, give the Ventus Blue, the standard Ventus Blue, a little try. A little bit softer than TR. Still plenty stable enough, but I do think a kind of stiffened up tip section, the way that Ventus Blue is, would kind of really help you with that. So 70X or 7X Ventus Blue.
Lovely.
For Chad.
From Tyler. Tyler said he's getting his first driver fit this Friday. Lovely. Price range, he's looking at Callaway, Stealth, or TSR, okay. But he'd need to be in a stock shaft. Interesting question. So you'd want to stay within the included shafts, let's say, not necessarily stock, or a lower end upgrade. Or does he go Strixon, Cobra, or Wilson and use that budget towards a custom shaft? It depends on a lot of stuff, Tyler, as you've indicated there. The reality is, I think, in the U.S., Strixon, Cobra, and Wilson, you're really only saving $100 or $150. So I don't know that you're necessarily going to pay for, like a Ventus or something with that amount of budget, I don't think, with the upcharge.
No, I would look at it maybe I would look at the Kylie shafts. I'd look at something like a Cobra head that really performs well. And to be honest, any of the companies that offer Kylie blue or white, two really good shafts, really excellent quality materials in there. I'd look at those two shafts in particular as being the best value shafts out there, and look at the companies that offer those.
Yeah, which includes, I believe it includes Cobra and Callaway, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
Nice.
Yep. I want to grab this one from Stephen. Hi guys, I'm getting a driver and loft and lie fitting at TXG. I was wondering what to expect from the loft and lie fitting with my current setup. Stephen, what we're going to do with your loft and lie session is really optimize the accuracy through the lie angles and the distances through the loft gapping. So make sure just basically we give you the right gaps along the way, make sure we have the right turf interaction, the right start line and curvature through the lie angle adjustments. We're going to be looking at much more of your dynamic delivery versus your static assumptions. The static assumptions are basically why companies give you a standard progression, whether it's 3 to 4 degrees on loft, whether it's 1 or half a degree on lie per club to offset the half-inch increments and change in length. It's basically looking at that, going, okay, well that we know that stock lofts and lies are a good starting point, but what do you really need? Do you deliver a long iron differently from a short iron, which you inevitably will, and what do you need to make those irons perform at their best?
That is what to expect,
yes.
Stephen. All right, Jack, who swings the 7-iron at 85 miles an hour, is asking, what do you like for angle of attack? Hybrids, irons, and wedges. So we start with irons. We probably like 4 degrees down would be ideal for most people. 3 to 4?
On 7-iron?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, 3 to 4 and 7-iron would be kind of nice, pretty standard.
Slightly more on the wedges?
I would say, Scott Coutts talks to us about the 10-degree rule. Right. So between the driver, and so maybe you're, 4 up on the driver, 3, 4 up on the driver, and you're kind of 6, 7 down on your sand wedge. Okay. That sort of thing. I'd say 8 to 10 degrees would be a nice range. So I really like 3 up on the driver. I think that's really nice. If you want to hit it a bit further, air towards 4. If you want to maybe work on hitting a little bit straighter, maybe air down towards 1.5, 2. Yeah. And then work off of that.
And then with your hybrid, it would be nice to be, you want to be 1 or 2 down with the
I would say, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, if you can get a degree down, you'll get some nice contact and make sure low point is out ahead of the golf ball, which is important.
All right.
Tons of questions. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Locked and loaded.
Mank, golfer. Mank, I'm sure is Mancunian, Manchester born and bred. Love the channel. Question: how can I hit higher in the club face with a higher tee? I seem to hang back and still hit it low on the face.
Interesting question.
I think the hanging back is why you're hitting it lower in the face.
Yeah.
I think getting the weight more into your lead side, making sure that you have the mass, your weight moving sort of forward, will definitely help shift that strike point. If you're kind of further away from the goal, effectively, which you would be if you're stuck in your back foot, you're going to present the bottom of the golf club to it. So I'd really work on that. I'm trying to think. There's a thing called balance board.
Okay, I've seen.
Have you seen that thing?
Kind of looks like a skateboard.
Yep. Let me see here. Board. There's something. What's it called? Downshift Golf is the name of the company.
Okay. Downshift Golf.
Let's see. It's a pressure board.
Downshift Golf.
Let's get their profile up here. Downshift.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So specifically for weight transfer. So it's basically just a board with
it's got
like
a
high,
point,
a high spot.
Yeah.
And then you can obviously feel your weight tilt forward. I think for a lot of golfers, they're sending us one.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be fun to do some testing on that, because I do think pressure. We're going to talk a little bit about pressure probably today in our lessons with Scott. I know. I was talking to him over the weekend. He's going to, now that he sees both of our swings getting technically better from like an arm structure standpoint,
right,
he's going to start pushing on timing, or push on pressure to create timing differences, nuances. So of trying to get speed out or release points to change a little bit. We'll start getting that out the ground a little bit more, cool. Which is cool. So
something like that board just makes you hyper aware of it.
Does.
Right?
It does. So
Downshift.
Matt Golfer, have a look at Downshift on Instagram. They've got a really cool training aid that I think could help.
Yeah. All right, one here from Michael. Michael bought a Vanquish 4X at 46 1/4. Okay, he previously had a Ventus TR. Thoughts on Vanquish as a stiffer or stable autoflex / free flex club, basically?
I think it's a fair.
I think it's
fair
great.
way to look at it.
We did great with it.
We did.
What the hell was that video called? Michael, I'm going to find this video for you because we tested the exact shaft you're talking about on our channel.
The Vanquish. Well, obviously talking about autoflex and shafts that are comparable. So we redone autoflex and free flex today. Don't want to spoil it, but we saw some really good results, and we might want to go back in there and do Vanquish versus.
That would be a good idea. Vanquish versus the one that was best of those two. Yeah. Because it's a different way of doing it. Like we put the Vanquish. I'm going to get this video name for you. We put the Vanquish. I believe you built it to 46 or just under, and it was a 4X, so it was lighter, but it wasn't super flexible, noodly like an autoflex. But we did get some great speed. I want to say it was called Longer. Okay, so the video is called Longer and Lighter Driver
More Distance
Equals More Distance, question mark, basically. So who are we talking to here? That was for Michael. That's the one to take a look at. You'll see the video. We did quite good in results. I think you're onto something there, but maybe we can do a direct comparison. That'd be fun.
We definitely could.
I like both, so that would be a good one.
Golf 007 SD2, very happy to see the podcast back.
Thanks, pal.
Thank you, pal. We are very happy to be back in the podcast form. We've talked about it for some time. Yes. We just had to get it booked and get it done, and we found a little window in our schedule to do that. So 100%. It was good. Driving range king. What is the main factor for lack of run out from driver?
That's a good question.
It would be having incorrect launch conditions that cause you to have too steep of a land angle on the driver. So you want to try and get land angle with the driver. Depending on your speed, slower swing speeds, maybe around 32 degrees of land angle, up into tour speed, about 38 degrees of land angle. So if you live between 32 and 38, you're going to be in a really nice window.
Yep, coming down too steep.
Yeah.
All right. From Matt. Matt is talking about irons. Okay. I don't know what C722 is though. What's C722?
Tour Edge.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they had okay, so he's basically saying those Maverick Pro or Paradigm irons if he had to choose. Okay, so he's fitted for the Elevate 95. He swings a 7-iron pretty quick.
Yeah.
Hits it pretty high, actually. Oh, I see. So carry with Paradigm lofts. It kind of seems like he's got a lot of speed for that shaft.
Lot of speed for that type of thing. Definitely.
Even for the iron head, to be honest, you have a lot of speed. Unless you really want to be hitting a 7-iron 200 yards.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a
mismatch.
An odd fit to me. Fitted for Elevate, 95 mile an hour.
I'm assuming he means
or
grams.
95 grams.
I think he means
got
grams.
Got it. Yeah, 92 to 90. I mean, you're right on tour average 7-iron clubhead speed.
Yeah.
You launch it quite a bit higher than tour average. Carry distances.
Maybe that was why they went. I just think you'd be better off with like a lower spinning ball and a higher lofted traditional, forged iron, depending on how you strike it.
Matt Scott, Matt. I would definitely not. I don't love the balance of that for you at all.
Nah.
I wouldn't be. Even if you were quick or whatever, I'd be pulling on other levers to get that launch down, get the spin to be in a nice window. 90 to 92 miles an hour club head speed. I would want you carrying your 7-iron 180, 182 at the most. Any more than that? I mean, you're right on PGA Tour average club head speed. PGA Tour average 7-iron carry distance is about 175.
Yeah. So you don't really need to be hitting it. You're not going to control the ball well from 200 yards.
And you don't need to hit it 175 because you don't need the amount of spin tour players need to stop it on very small shelves on greens. But you also need to have distance control. So I'd like you to be more like 180 to 185 tops. If you were low spin end, I'd say 185 tops.
I like it. Okay, Jack's got another question. Jack says, main difference between the Pro Sender and the Planemate? And if you had to pick just one, which one and why? I would say it depends on the player. They're very different tools.
Yeah.
I think, what's the commonalities? They both kind of want to help you shallow the swing. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
I would say the Pro Sender's a little bit more about wrist angles. The Planemate's a little bit more about plane, obviously. Fixing the sort of in and over to the top move.
Yep.
I don't know. What would you pick if you could only pick one? I
would lean towards Pro Sender for me personally.
I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really give you an answer. But
I just think the sort of incentive to put the wrist in the proper position. I think if you've never felt the feel of having that stretch, relax, and rotate, sort of feel with Planemate, I think it's a great way to get you to feel that for the first time.
Agreed.
But there is a degree of it's pulling you around. You are attached, and you need to be able to sort of perform it once you're not attached, which is lots of repetition. I think. One of the things that we see, I always just think about this with golf swings, like someone like a Scott Scheffler, right? So you could pick loads of things that are wrong with his swing.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
But the reason it works is because they all align with one another, right? They're all matchups, great matchups. So he does, for everything he does wrong, he does one or more things right to counter it. That's why obviously it works so well for him. And it's a funky looking move, but it's clearly highly functional.
Super.
Yeah, so I think in terms of some of the key fundamentals on the swing, multiple things, and that's why it's called a 3-in-1 device. That the Pro Sender, I think, is definitely would be my selection.
I'm looking forward to trying it when it comes out for lefties. Apparently in the summer. That's what I heard.
Rubbish.
From Rubbish. Username Rubbish. Great name. Okay, he's fit into Project X 6.5 IOs. Okay, getting older with some back issues. What would be a good replacement in graphite irons? Thanks and cheers. We can definitely get that for you. So moving into graphite, You're in some fairly stiff, but IOs are lighter, right? Is that fair to say?
IOs are, yeah, they're definitely
lighter
light.
side.
They're more like 110, 112,
Okay.
kind of around that territory.
So what do we like?
I would say the new Acra TZI is 115 grams.
Yeah.
Really, really good shaft by Acra, a new one.
Nice.
I would say, depending on obviously what flex you want to come in at, the MMT 105 TX, it's not a true TX, it's not really, really stiff.
Right.
So if you are playing 6.5 and something like a Project X IO and you want to go graphite, I'd say something like that comes in at 113 grams.
Oh, could be perfect.
Could be really, really nice as well. So I would say those. Axiom is going to come in a little underweight and a little overweight in terms of the 105 and the 130.
Right.
So I think you might just miss the window for Axiom.
You were saying it would be nice if they eventually added a 115 in there, but
Definitely. But I think it's two options: TZI and MMT. Would be
one of
nice.
those will fit you nicely.
Yep. Bry Roberts, long drive. Bry, how are you, my man?
Oh, nice.
Nice to see you.
Hitting bombs.
Hitting always. Bry's always hitting bombs.
Okay, from Luke. Luke says he is. This is nice. Building up a Ventus TR Blue 6X with a G430 LST.
Yep.
Very nice. Would you recommend tipping the shaft half an inch or an inch because of the heavier ping head? Now that they have those weights, you probably don't need to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No.
So you would just get it with what does it come with? 20 gram?
If it's the max, it comes with 25.
LST comes
with 22.
Okay, so instead of the 22, maybe Luke just go with what, the 17?
17 or 19 are the two most popular weights I'm seeing going in there.
Just leave your shaft alone, don't need to tip it.
Yep. Yeah. I think that'd be ideal, Luke.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ping's done a great job giving people that option, because if this was, a year ago, we would have to say, yeah, you might want to do that, because you have to make up for the head weight, but they've been smart and lightened it up with options, so one of the best things I think they did about the new driver was to give people that option.
Agreed. Quick one, guys, on fitting promo.
Oh, yeah, right.
We are today on the last day of ours and Club Champions
full bag thing, right?
Full bag or single club. You can do either. So we've got the $100 full bag best offer of the year. No better time to do it. Start of the year, guys. Those of you who are looking at your new clubs or a new club or whatever, this is the deal to take. Down, $100 to go through the full bag fit. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it's
I
great.
don't think at any level, whether you're talking the best of the bunch or anything down the chain of that.
Even in retail big box stores,
Big
you're not
box
going to get
stores,
$100 club head full bag fit.
No, certainly not one of any decent value.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So as long as you make the purchase there, obviously, which I think you're likely to get a club out of your fit. TXG 100 is the code so that they know who sent you.
Exactly. So you can have that with us. You can have it with all 107.
Is it 7 now?
Stores.
107 Club Champion stores. Yep.
In the US.
So wherever you are,
take advantage.
Yeah,
definitely take advantage.
Let's take this one quickly from Kyle. Kyle's now a recent GC Quad owner. He said that he heard over the years that you guys may put the GC Quad slightly lower. So, speed track this for you. On irons and wedges, we definitely put them lower because I've always, and Ian's the one who showed me this, it's like no one strikes a wedge and an iron way, like groove 8 or something. No one does that.
Yeah, I think the recommendation.
Your groove 4 or 5?
To be honest, it depends on how many grooves. So I don't go by grooves. I go by strike height. I know exactly where
the ball's going to get.
And even depending on the head, I might actually change it slightly looking at the back of the head. So if I see a head that has a very, very shallow mass.
Right.
Then I'll go. I'll use an example. Nike Pro Combo used to have a cavity that kind of had a little bit of a V shape. Okay. And the V, the low part of the V was in the middle of the club. Right. So if you caught it slightly high in the club, relative to a blade, a muscle back, it was miserable. Right. It had no speed on it. If you caught it low in the head, it was phenomenal. Gotcha. So it's not all heads are created equal, and we're trying to hit it in a particular part of the head. So we do gravitate a little bit on the lower side.
Yeah, safe to say.
Yeah.
Rye is asking, that's a good question. If you could go inside the ropes for any round in golf history, which one would you choose? That's a great question. One round of golf inside the ropes.
Wow.
I mean, I'm going to pick a Tiger round, I'll tell you that right now.
1 round inside the ropes. I mean, Mikey and I were very lucky to be at Augusta.
Yeah, you kind of, I mean, you weren't inside the
In
ropes.
2019, we saw a lot of that round, which was just a really, really special day. Inside the ropes, what's a single round?
I might go with Tiger's last round at Pebble at the US Open, where he just beat everyone by 15 shots or whatever it was. That would probably be a fun one to watch at Pebble.
Yeah.
He basically played flawless golf. That would be something to watch.
For those of you who know the match, Byron Nelson and Ben Hogan,
write the book.
versus Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward at Cypress Point. The 2 best amateurs in the world versus the 2 best professionals in the world. I may go back to that.
You want to watch that?
That'd be cool. You know, so as the day progressed, you know, the very few people who knew about the match were kind of out watching, you know, the odd few spectators here and there. But as word got around, you know, the local area that you know, Nelson and Hogan were playing against Ward and Venturi, more and more people were coming out to watch, and by the time, you know, they were on the back nine, they had a proper full crowd watching them. I just think, you know, in knowing obviously how that story panned out, it's would have been a really cool one to watch.
Okay. Guys, we are needing to catch up on questions a little bit, so if you haven't asked yours yet, just hang on to it for now. You'll either want to hold it till next week, or I will let you know if we've got time for some more. But we're going to do a little bit of a speed round just so we get caught up a bit. And we'll start with Dr. R. Dr. R is asking, boy, this is a acronym nightmare. Target NRS, 70 mile per hour driver. Oh boy. I may need you to resend that one, but I have no idea what that means.
Target.
I have no idea what that means.
Wow. That's a tricky
acronym
one.
nightmare. Re-ask it. Just type it out. You got lots of space. You can write a paragraph. You don't have to do what you did. I just have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
From Ryder. Ryder's saying he loves the Oban Kyoshi White. He's got it in 75 grams stiff. I use them in my driver, threw it in hybrid. Are there any new shafts that are comparable to a Kyoshi White? This is one of these ones where you just say, keep your Kyoshi White.
Wow, I use them in my driver, threw in hybrid. Is there any shafts that are comparable? Yes, I mean, that definitely is the answer. Kyoshi White. Something that has a larger kind of a diameter butt section. I can almost want to say it's not quite. It's this shaft I'm thinking of is a bit stiffer than. I'm kind of the 2 shafts I've got in mind is kind of smoke green, but play it flex down, something like that. RDX green and play it flex down. So Oban, if you ever see the Oban Kyoshi White, and you see from the top half, from the mid to the top half of the driver, it has a very slow taper rate.
So it's wide?
Very wide
okay.
In the top half, so it's very, very stable in the handle, and very stiff in the handle, and then more stable at the tip section. You know, I think a little bit about something like maybe, you know, in terms of what we have that I like up in the wall, like a TR Red type of thing, maybe like if you were to tip a TR Red a little bit, you know, very stable in the handle. In the TR part, it's more stable in the tip section than original Red. Those are I know they're, you know, smoke green and red have different tip profiles, but ultimately the kind of, you know, the mid and butt stiffness are closer. You just need to obviously try and understand your torque requirement, what you want the torque to kind of feel like as well.
Right.
So as a profile though, those are 2 to think about either side. I'd say the Kyoshi White sits in the middle of that, TR Red and RDX Green sit on the other side.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Lovely. Where'd that go? I had one. Quick one here from Clayton. Clayton says he's looking at going from a TP5 to a Pro V1X. What do you expect to see in that change? Bit more spin on a Pro V1X versus TP5?
Looking over TB5.
Iron spin, I should say.
Higher launch.
Oh,
quite a similar spin profile. I've actually tested the two head-to-head recently.
I didn't think TB5 spun that much.
It spins a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. For me, in my testing recently, I tested. I like the slightly lower flight window of TP5. Pro V1X launched a little bit higher. It was actually about 2 degrees, quite a lot.
Is that much?
Yeah, it was for me in the day I had tested
then
it.
Then TP5 would be a softer feeling ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Connor is a handicap. He's a lefty. He is looking for new irons. Okay, so he's a little bit steep, 6 to 8 down. He de-lofts, and he misses. If he misses with a low hook, he likes the I-230s. Okay,
nice choice.
I feel like that's a pretty good choice. Any other suggestions that you would think would work well for Connor? What other heads would work well for someone that's a little steep on it?
ZX7.
ZX7, okay.
Really good.
Yep.
I'm not really too sure what it
would depend on your speed for the shaft
requirement, but
head-wise,
I mean, Modus, something like a Modus 120, something like that. Even a Dynamic Gold 120 would be pretty good. Again, I don't know your speed or delivery conditions. It's obviously on the steeper side. Need to know a little bit more about that, Connor, but probably the head that springs to mind first would be one of the Strixon heads.
Gotcha. Okay. Alexander says he bought a TSI-2 in 11 degrees because it was a good deal. He can't hit it past 270 even though he swings it at 110 miles an hour. I know I should get fitted, but do you think it's possible to get more at that speed with that driver? Well, you could loft it as low down as it goes, which on a Titleist tip is what? How much lower than 11 can you go?
On a Titleist tip, 3/4.
So you can get it down to 10.25. That would help a little bit. But you're probably going to still spin it too much, would be my guess. So give it a shot. Put it in the setting where the loft is at its lowest. See what you get. But more than likely, you are going to spin it too much still.
Anthony's asking, how do I book a fitting with the promo? We just talked about the TXG 100. Club Champion site doesn't work, and their call center said they can't book for TXG. Anthony, if it's with TXG that you're looking to do it, send an email today into info@txg.ca and reference the promo code TXG100. It should work on the site.
I'm just going to check right now. It's a bit weird.
And I also don't know if, Anthony, are you trying with the Club Champion site or are you trying the TXG website?
When you click book a fitting on Club Champion, you're just putting in your name and your email, store, schedule now. But I guess where would you put the promo code in is what he's asking.
I don't know if it's
further along.
Perhaps. Anthony, let us know what site you're trying to book,
Sure.
where you're trying to book that.
Sounds good.
Well, I know it must be with us because the call centre said they can't book for TXG. So it must be on ours. So if you just go to the booking form and just it's not so much that you need to punch it in and you're not going to pay for it there and then anyway. Just reference TXG 100. Once we get your contact form, we will then obviously know that that's a promo booking, Anthony. So you don't worry about it. Just if you reference that promo code in there, we'll know what you're talking about.
Gotcha. Okay, Zach says, this is an interesting question. So Zach is with his 7-iron a little on the shallow side. So he's 1 degree down and his low point's 1 out in front. What kind of sole do you like for someone that's that shallow? Kind of an iron sole?
A nicely rolled leading edge, fairly thin sole. What do I like? A pre-worn leading edge is really nice also at times. I mean, I-230 is a really, really nice one. It's got the mass nicely low. There's TC201 has another really nice sole for that.
That'd be good too, eh?
Yeah, I think either of those, anything with a narrow and a nicely rounded leading edge.
Leading edge.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Anthony just came back to us there. He's trying on the Club Champions site for Calgary, right? So there's a problem. You cannot. So you want to book for. So go to the TXG site, Anthony, and go to our website txg.ca. Go to the booking form, the contact form, and then you can book it on there.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it's just their form is having an error
Yeah.
at the moment. So, okay. Elliot wants to know, with the Masters coming up, who do we predict? A favorite and an outsider pick. Well, I think Scotty Scheffler will be the overwhelming betting favorite, so that's an obvious. Who would be an outside pick for the Masters? I guess the Live guys will be playing in that too, won't they? Should pick a Live guy.
Is Cam Smith or DJ considered outsiders at this point?
They are, yeah.
I mean, where's DJ's world ranking now?
No idea. Outside the top 100, I would assume.
And Cam Smith must be inside, or would he be as the reigning? Or would he really be reigning Players Champion? Because it's been so. Is Cam Smith must have still been inside the top 50 at the time when the cutoff.
I guess so.
happened.
I think Cam's coming.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's coming to the Masters. Yeah, I'll pick him as my dark horse, even though he's a really good player. It's an interesting one because he's an outsider, literally, because he doesn't get to play on the tour other than 4 times a year.
I think somebody who's been kind of sneaky around there is Sung J M.
Oh yeah, he has.
He's been pretty good around there.
He'd be a decent
dark
horse.
A little bit of an outsider. Where is? I just want to quickly check these rankings. I find Cam Smith here.
There's names in there I've never even seen.
I know.
Never had a Cam Smith.
Cam Davis.
How could he have fallen that far off? Is that possible?
Is he outside the top 100? I
Maybe.
scrolled past him.
You might have.
Sung James 18. Bear with us a second, guys.
Yeah, I'm curious where he is too.
You can type in if there's like a search.
You could do
filters.
You
No.
could do a little Control F there and see if it pops up. Does that work? No? Usually gives you a little, or Windows F. There you go.
Smith.
Oh, I think it was right at the top. Go back up, way up to the top. There he is. He's 5th?
5th in the world.
How could that be?
Points won. So with 0 points won in 2023, he's still 5th in the world.
Because he was on such a tear. Okay, well there you go. Cameron Smith will definitely be at the Masters because he's 5th in the world. This whole thing is wild, eh?
Really
Where's
is.
DJ? DJ's 40.
58.
58.
Yeah, 58 currently.
But he's past champion, obviously. He'll come.
Yeah. So that's the thing. DJ would be currently outside. He wouldn't make the Masters if he
hadn't won. Yeah, that's crazy.
Patrick Reed's right there at 64, but again, past champion.
Past champion, yeah.
Wow.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. Dynamic will be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say Sung Jae
Yeah, Sanjay's a good pick.
as an outsider.
Extremely good ball striker. All right. Anthony is 91 miles an hour with a 6-iron. He has Modus 120X in his pitching wedge through 4, and then he's got stock S200s in his wedges. Says his iron shafts feel a touch firm through the release, but he loves the feel of the S200s. Would he go down to a Modus 120S or something? Is the X too stiff? I mean, the X is maybe a little borderline for his club head speed.
I mean, the shaft I'm going to recommend is actually not something probably, Anthony, that you've tried. You need to go to a custom shop to try it, but I would actually say the Accra I-Series are the ideal. So you love the feel of a Dynamic Gold. Accra I-Series have a Dynamic Gold butt section and a rifle tip section. It's just whether it has a rifle tip section or a Project X tip section, whether you're in the Accra green or Accra red I-Steel. Without having access to those, you'll touch through the release, but love the feel. Yeah, I'd probably go to something maybe like an AMT, maybe AMT white, something like that.
Okay, AMTs.
You know, in the standard stiff flex rather than the X1s. So I would maybe try them, Anthony. I think most OEMs carry those.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Bailey is asking, how do y'all, 25 years old, just started playing last year, 18 to 20 handicap, struggling with path, getting a little bit into out.
Okay.
Any recommendations to remedy? Love the content. On path, I would say, on path, always a good one is having some sort of obstacles to miss. Having some incentive to move your body in a different way. So, having something sort of inside, inside the golf ball on the way down. So obviously, if you're very inside, you're probably catching the ground a little bit behind it. So making sure you've got a little bit of a gate to swing. What's that train head called? It's got a gate where
I know the one you mean.
You know what I mean?
With the little red sort of slanted things. Yeah. I can't think of the name of it.
But I think something definitely, like that. I mean, ultimately, we'd love you to take a lesson because, the change in path could be, okay, let's weaken your grip a little bit, and then all of a sudden you start, your grip can be very strong, and that's what's causing you to swing from the inside because you're trying to push the start line right on a very closed face. So if you get a bit more of a neutral grip, all of a sudden you start to see the ball go more to the right on a weak grip. So you start to change your body motion to cater to the grip, then you neutralize things out. So lots and lots of things, Bailey. But you're young and you've just started last year. Yeah. Get the fundamentals in place at this point, and they'll stay with you your whole life. So we could give you some things like what we said about gates and stuff like that, but get some lessons.
Yeah,
be the
a
best
lesson
thing.
would definitely help. Okay, from Andrew Jones. Andrew says he's been playing golf for 5 years but never been fit. He's a 3 handicap. That's pretty damn good. He's 6'4", and he swings 7-iron at 96 miles an hour. He has AP2s, Project X, 6.5, half-inch longer. Does this sound like a good fit, or would you fit them even longer? Half-inch is a fair amount, no?
6'4", currently playing AP2s. I mean, I would say you could definitely, you're in the window of potentially needing a little bit longer. I mean, we see people at 6 foot, or even 5'11", 6 foot playing half-inch longer. Again, if the arm length, the wrist to floor, is obviously suitable. So I would say you could potentially be longer than that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like 3/4 inches?
Yeah, 3/4. I mean, I've definitely fit people, with that shorter arms who are that height, into an inch. So just depends.
Just depends.
Yep.
From our pal Dave Fogel. Dave says, did you guys see the PXG Gen 6 review posted last week? Seems like they were not supposed to do that.
Who posted it?
Yeah, who posted it, Dave? I didn't see it. We're not supposed to post. We haven't even filmed them, so.
Nope.
As far as we know, it's end of the month, so.
Yeah, 27th.
Let us know where you saw it.
Yeah, I think they do run with some slightly different rules for themselves.
I would imagine if they had maybe one of their influencers or staff members maybe posting something, but. Okay, from Michael. Again, guys, we're going to try to get caught up because we're going to wrap up shortly. So hang on to your questions for next week if you haven't already asked. Michael was fit into C-tapers back when he got his sub 7699s. Okay. He just switched to P7 MCs with dynamic gold X7s. That is a massive change of club.
It's a big, big change.
So he's basically asking shaft-wise, C-taper versus X7. What differences can I expect in the shaft?
I think interestingly, from a feel perspective, most people tell me that X7 feels really good. It will be slightly heavier, and it will be significantly dynamically stiffer. X7 is quite a lot stiffer than a C-taper X. So I think all of those things, you're going to feel it heavier, you're going to have more feel, and it'll feel much stiffer.
Right.
Dan saying, no free ads, but are you rocking athletic greens?
He is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he is.
Try and get it in. No free ads, they're not paying me to endorse it in any way, but I do try and get it daily. It's nice.
They pay enough people for their ads, so I don't know if they could afford another one. I see those things absolutely everywhere. Okay, Chase says, it's another shaft. Iron shaft questions are popular today. He plays X100 120 in his 923 tours. Okay. He's basically asking what a hybrid shaft he might like based on his iron shaft selection.
Mm-hmm.
So he might pick up a TSR3 or a Mizuno hybrid. What shaft would be good for someone who plays Dynamic Gold 120s X100?
So Mizuno and Titleist. So I think if you're in Titleist, they certainly have something along the lines of like an AV white, something like that. Okay. Softer handle.
As a
like
stock option.
If you look at Dynamic Gold profile, we're looking at a softer handle and a stiffer tip section. So AV white is a little bit more like that. And the Mizuno lineup, I haven't seen their stock shaft lineup. I'd imagine AV white would be one of theirs.
Probably. From their hybrids.
AV white or a Kylie white. I know that comes in a 90 gram option.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Mizuno lineup, I'll be honest.
Yep.
I have not.
Okay, that's a good one here. Tom says he is seeing your pal Joe at Club Champion in Scotland next week for an iron fit. Very nice. Tom's liking the 923 HL irons for his shallow, low dynamic loft delivery. Okay, cool. Any shaft recommendations?
Tom, I would say, what club head speed did it say, Tom? Did it say?
He didn't say.
No, okay.
We'll assume on the lower side. We'll assume.
Something a little, something a little softer in the tip section by the sounds of it, Tom. What's Josie got in his matrix there? I think some of the kind of lightweight Nippon stuff is a little bit softer in the tip section. Maybe like a Neo 90, something like that. You could go with parallel Acras and have them built accordingly to give you a little bit more. You've got that 8-inch parallel tip section, Tom, that in the Acra iron shafts allows us to keep the tip section a little bit softer to play a little bit or kick a little bit more. But to be honest, I mean, I'm throwing things out there. You're in great hands with Joe and Dane.
He's going for a fit, right?
The boys will keep you right. I'd just be mindful of the golf ball. Try and play something like a Pro V1X. I know Joe has the RCT golf balls there. So play Pro V1X, launches high, spins high, gives you great ball speed. I think you're already thinking along the right lines with the 923 HL. So you're in good hands with the boys.
Okay. Just pull this one up here. From Dr. R's acronym has been decoded.
There you
go. So he says, okay, what are target numbers for driver, which he swings at 70 miles an hour, and 7-iron, which he swings at 60? So let's start with the driver. What would you like someone to have launch and spin, and I guess ball speed, off the driver at 70 miles?
Well, launch and spin is fairly easy to figure out. We'd want you to launch at around probably 15. Ping actually has a great chart on this at your speed. Yeah, really good chart. I'd say spin rate wise, you'd probably want to be around 2,500. And if you look at ball speed, you're 70 miles an hour times 1.45. You're sitting at about 100, 102, somewhere around about there. Okay. So that would be ideal sort of ball speed on that.
7-iron?
Really, yeah. And 7-iron, you're going to want it to launch. You're probably going to want it to launch in the high teens again. You're not going to have that much speed to create the spin, so I'm going to say mid-4s. Again, would be good territory. Mid-4s would be quite nice. But again, just go get fit. As speed drops down and diminishes, the fit is more important than ever before. I think if you were to look at the value of having less irons and some hybrid contribution, you'll get more ball speed, you'll get more launch angle, you'll probably have as much, if not more, spin through extra speed. I'd limit how many irons you were adding into the mix.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Fizzle's asking, what was the discount code again? Was it TXG 100?
It was.
It's on the screen, Fizzle.
Just for you. Justin. Justin is 17.5 handicap. He plays Cleveland Launcher XL irons. He plays the XL Halo driver and fairway. Okay, so he's got the stock shafts basically in the woods and the irons. He swings it pretty fast. I have 93 miles an hour speed and 110 on the driver. Am I too fast for the stock Cypher in the woods and 95? So MPH, someone said, is the Elevate. That's MPH is the model number, not the speed. So,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I think the other lad had said he was 90 to 92,
that,
doesn't he?
Yeah. So someone who swings a 7 iron at 93 miles an hour would probably want more weight than 95 or like an Elevate would provide, or is that dependent on some other factors? So an Elevate is what, like 110 gram shaft or something like that?
I think that one's 95. That 90.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a 95 gram
it is
stock Elevate.
Okay. So probably a little on the light side?
Yeah, definitely on the light side, for sure.
Yeah. So you'll want something on the, let's say, 60 to 70 gram range for your driver, and what do you think for the irons? 115 to 120?
Yep, something like that for Justin would be nice. I mean,
in a stiff?
Stiff would be good. Stiff would be absolutely fine. I mean, you're kind of X territory for some people, but I wouldn't say somebody who's playing at that level, 17.5 handicap, generally wouldn't benefit from kind of X-Flex shafts.
Yeah.
So I think
keep a little more feel in there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's see
if you've got one there.
I'm just want to see. I see our pal Rob Coates and Dave are talking about. They're kind of having a little chat. I wonder if it's around. Dave's talking about
greens.
So Rob's talking. I'm also on the AG train. Would recommend. Dave's saying you also look like the Incredible Hulk. It's true.
It's a big lad.
AG1 helps. Okay. Yeah, they're just chit-chatting. I was looking for Dave Fogel's reply. Oh, there you go. Ember's Living Golf Channel posted it. It's the only one on YouTube. If you search PXG Gen 6, they are terrible golfers.
Ember's Living Golf Channel.
Ember's Living Golf Channel. Huh.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Justin Henry is asking, rating on the Big Mac chicken sandwich.
I gave it an 8. A few people asked me.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. I don't know if I would eat it all the time, but...
But you would certainly have it again?
I would, yeah.
Are likely to have it again?
I mean, the chances of me never having it again are zero. So I'm going to have it again. Yeah, it was good. It's not in the States, only in Canada right now, apparently. Which is a rare feat. Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah, PXG Gen 6 is not supposed to be released, so those guys were getting a slap on the wrist, or God knows why, but maybe they thought the embargo was this week. Not too worried about it, though. We're not too worried about it. Okay, from Andre. Andre plays Aldila Rogue Silver 11070X. In his spoon, I'm assuming it's like a 13-degree 3-wood.
My spoon.
Is that what he means?
Yep.
Okay. Are there any aftermarket premium shafts you think I'd enjoy based on my enjoyment of the Aldila? Well, Rogue Silver would be considered aftermarket, no? Or was it a stock shaft?
It was pretty stock.
Oh, was it?
So especially the 110 MSI
versus
was kind of the 130 MSI. Was
yep.
The other one, anything like that. So, I mean, I would say you're probably in the realm of kind of Tensei orange type thing. So pretty stiff profile, a little bit higher balance point. That's another one to try. In the aftermarket world, LA Golf DJ. Be a really nice one to try. Still
DJ.
Loving that shaft. That's quickly becoming one of my favourites to fit people to. I always get good results with it. Always.
Nice.
Actually, I should probably give it a try myself. I'm saying like always get good results with it, and I've never really given it a try.
That's fun.
It's funny how you don't necessarily use. I don't necessarily use what I find works great for me in the bay.
Okay.
Which is probably a good thing,
I guess it's not for you
some
necessarily.
People, exactly. Some people, I guess, whatever they like, they push on people. And,
right. Which doesn't really match up.
No, without a doubt. Let's see, Tom, who's coming in to see us tomorrow, is asking. I'm trying to see where Tom is. Probably Tom coming into Mississauga Bay 2 is asking. I'm coming in for a fitting tomorrow. Would you have extended shafts for me to try? Yes. Yeah, we have lots of them, Tom. Lots of them at lots of different weights.
Very nice.
You're in good hands. And if you need, you're going to be with Dino, by the looks of things, if you're in Mississauga Bay 2 at 11:30 tomorrow, Tom. Yeah, you can try different shaft lengths, weights, grip sizes.
The lot.
The full
Everything
Monty.
you could possibly imagine.
Yep.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes left, but I'm going to take, obviously, a few more questions.
Yeah.
Hello, lads. Hello.
Hey, lads.
What do you think is going to happen with the Ben Hogan brand? I prefer the PTX Pro, which were really nice, over some of the larger manufacturers. Sorry that they went under. Yeah, it was a shame. They did make some really nice stuff. I saw something pop up on our, just like our old videos of like the old blades they made, those Icon blades.
Yeah, they were nice.
It made some really nice stuff.
They really did. They were making some good stuff.
I mean, what's going to happen with it? I have no idea. Yeah. No idea.
I remember, I don't know if it ended up being the people who did control the Hogan brand, but I remember at the PGA show, you and I were at the bar at the Hyatt one night, and we just standing there every night, stand there, and some guy, introduces himself. No, I'm run the Ben Hogan brand.
Oh, really?
And
it's not ringing a bell.
He was basically telling us how, they're going to control their manufacturing. It's going to be all US made. Blah blah blah. We're going to make this huge comeback. And it was kind of like when you saw the brand and we tested it and we really liked it. It was like, you know what, fair play. Like, always stuck in my mind. Like, that guy was right, and then pop.
Yeah, they just went under.
Just disappeared, fizzled out. So
not sure what happened.
Yeah, not sure.
I mean, that PTX Pro was an extremely good iron. I'm surprised they didn't sell like boatloads of them. But I mean, you never know. If it went under, I guess the rights are probably for sale somewhere. Someone might, snap those up and try to make a go of it. But it's been sold a bunch of times, isn't it? Yeah. Callaway had it, and then independent people had it.
Kyle H is saying, except for Mikey with the Diamana TB.
He is a TB.
It's exactly who was in my mind as I was saying that.
As you're saying, we don't ever have to tell someone.
No one ever does, except if your name's Martusevich.
He's liking the Vanquish, Mike, he said.
Yeah, he is.
He said that on the podcast. All right, let's take a couple more. What else do we like here? Well, no more shaft questions, because I feel like all we've talked about is shafts. Iron shafts.
Shafting.
A lot of iron shaft questions today.
Kyle's asking the best poutine recipe you ever made, poutine. I know you're a connoisseur of the foods.
I do enjoy the foods, yeah. I've never made it, though.
Me neither. You've consumed it?
I've consumed it plenty of times. Yeah, there's top places to get it, but no, I've never made it. Never made it.
There's Tom saying he's coming for fit tomorrow. Do you have 1 inch extended iron shafts to use? Yes, we do, Tom. We do.
Same Tom.
Yes, same Tom.
All good. Okay, here's a good question. What fairway wood are you gents likely to play this year? I can even give a bit of an answer, but you go first. Or do we spoil it?
No.
Because I want to make a video.
I was just going to say that. I'm not telling you guys because I've got something a bit unique and different in the bag, and I don't want to spoil it.
Let's not spoil yours because it will be a video. Mine is probably far less interesting, but we may make a video eventually. But at the moment, I have a Mizuno, their newest one, STZ 230. And I also have a TSR3.
Yeah.
So one of those two is likely. I like them both. But I'm going to kind of, as I said, it's still snowing here, for God's sake. So I'm going to keep working on the swing. We've got a lesson today with Scott. So a lot of my club choices will depend on where the swing settles down in terms of launch and spin. So
just a bit of a request. Anyone willing to adopt 2 lads who are looking to move from the frozen north to eternal winter?
To a warm climate? Yeah, geez. I'm so sick of it. Last night we were like making dinner. I'm like, is it snowing again, for the love of God?
I've had enough.
If I have to wipe my car off one more time.
Over it, man.
I know.
The last month has been horrific.
It really has. I mean, everyone in Northern Canada is looking at us like you guys are babies, but honestly, we are.
Sucks.
We just don't like it.
To be honest, I just don't. I hate being somewhere where the golf season's 5 months. I hate it.
Well, we like golf far too much to only hit outside for half the year.
I know.
Yeah, if you want to adopt 2 fully grown men, one of which who has 2 kids of his own, you could be a grandfather to him and a father to me, his mother. How does that work? Does that work?
I don't know. We'll take it anyway. Whatever relationship you would like for us to have with you.
Well, almost any.
Almost.
Not any, but almost any. Is Ian going to participate in St. Patrick's Day? How's that work for you?
No, I'm not.
He's not. Okay. Although, if you want a St. Patrick's Day themed golf shaft, we still have a few of the Shamrock Ventus TRs.
Absolutely, they have been flying out the door.
I'll say this: there aren't that many left. So if you really do want one, go to the TXG store and grab it now. There's plenty of luck that was transmitted by purchasing that shaft.
Definitely, txgstore.com. txgstore.com.
Yes.
Guys, take a little snoop around in there.
I mean, there's literally everything. I'm mentioning one product. There's
every head, every shaft, whatever way you want it built. Go and have yourself a little snoop about there. We have loads of people who go in and go, I want like a Ventus Red 8 stiff.
Yeah.
Something unique that they want to play in like a 7 wood that no store basically carries. We don't even have
it's not even on the wall.
It's not even on the wall here.
Try.
So, if there's something you want to try and it's a bit of a unique one, the likelihood is we have it in our online store.
Yes.
You can have it built by us, pured, we can put whatever tip you want on it, whatever request you want in terms of having it built. Iron sets built, how we build iron sets, whatever. But I think it's just I think people still don't realize that we have an online store that you can literally build your dream set on there. Top to bottom, and we can literally build it and send to you. Yeah. Tons of products, Autoflex on there, unique Ventus shafts, LA Golf, putter shafts, all that stuff's on there. It's really cool.
Yeah, and basically every iron and head driver and 3-wood and from every company. Mizuno's full line is on there now. So I see it all the time because I'm in the analytics. I do see people building their dream set.
I say they don't always go on there.
They don't always check out. They sometimes just put it in the cart. But you can have yourself a damn fun time putting stuff together.
Without a doubt.
Okay, last question officially comes from Robert Rodriguez. On his Ping G410 Plus driver, he says, I usually play a fade. I want to keep left out of play. Yep, makes sense. How does the fade draw settings on the head work to help that? Okay, so basically Robert likes to play fade. He doesn't want to see the ball go left. He has a G410 Plus, which has movable weight. Are we safe to put him in the toe setting? Unless you're just a chronic heel striker, which I doubt you are.
Yeah, I mean, Robert, we always talk about this theory of compound club fitting, right? So if you are trying to hit a fade, there are multiple things on or in the golf club that we can do to help you hit a fade. We can change strike location away from the toe side. We can put the mass more in the toe side to make the center, and heel side give you more of a... was he trying to hit more of a fade or trying to...
He already hits a fade. He just wants to make sure he doesn't hit it left.
Good, right. So we want you hitting it either in the middle or slightly in towards the heel to guarantee that spin.
Right.
We have the lie angle, which we can put slightly flatter, which will tilt the start line to the right. We have the face angle that if we open it slightly, it'll point slightly to the right. We have the length to change strike point. We have the grip to change grip roll. We have the shaft profile to change release point. I would say anytime I'm trying to fix one problem, I'm throwing 7-8 things at it at once. I'm never trying just one thing to do it because it's too unreliable. What if that one thing stops working? Then I've got nothing else. It's the Parthenon approach that you never build any proper foundation with one pillar. You throw multiple pillars. If one fails, then you've got loads of others to hold it up.
Love it.
So that's us.
That is how you keep the ball away from the left.
Yes.
All right. Let's wrap up.
Let's wrap her up. Yeah, we've got 2 more videos to do today. We've filmed 2 and we've got 2 more to do. We've got Mr. Cowkes.
Yes, we do.
Literally expect them in the door any minute.
Yep.
So
he'll be driving by any second.
He will be. So we've got 2 videos to do with Cowkesy on our swing updates. We're getting close. I mean, we need to try and find a a golf course at some point to test these new.
I'd like to see some turf.
I know, be good.
Be nice.
Play some, because we never really played. I know we played Acroday together. We played one round at Tranquilo.
Yeah, that was early though. Tranquilo was early. I think we only had one lesson at that point.
Yeah. So I'd really like us to go and have some time to practice. I'd like us to go on a trip where we can play 3 rounds. And then that way, the first round you're getting the kind of cobwebs, out a little bit.
Get some range time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That would be awesome. So.
Yeah, too far to go between now and our season in Toronto. It's just too long. It's another month at least.
Garble. Absolute garble.
And it has been a poopy winter recently. Ironically, it started out fine.
I know.
And it's just turned to shit recently.
Garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, the swings are coming along. So, free flex versus auto flex.
Yep.
Is there something wrong with the TaylorMade Stealth 2? That's the second video we did. Then there will be 2 lessons with Scott Coates, 1 for each of us. And then we will see you next week.
We will see you
for
next
live
week.
on Monday.
Absolutely. Podcasting. We will be podcasting on Wednesday. You'll see it on
I'm not
the
sure.
following Wednesday.
We're gonna start recording and then post it, so there'll be a week in between.
There'll be a week in between. So you'll see it then. TXG 100. If you would like to take advantage of the best, our lowest price of the year, our best offer, especially this time of year. I mean, everyone's looking to get fit. Everyone's looking to get in. I will say I don't know about the bookings at Club Champion, guys. If you want to get booked in at any one of our 3 stores, Toronto, Mississauga, or Calgary, you have to do it now. It is
true. It's getting crazy.
I was literally sitting on Friday afternoon. I'm not sure if anyone on this channel. I was literally phoning people up.
Oh, were you?
We did 300 emails in our inbox to try and get through and book people up. So
it's getting busy.
Guys, get on it. Get booking now.
Before it's too late.
NYC. The boys are going to be in New York.
Yes, we have to remind everyone.
Reminder.
So, I'll put the link here. I think it's just clubchampion.com/TXG. Let me just double check. But we are going on the 20th. We'll be there for a live
26th
appearance on the 26th.
Yes.
If you live anywhere near New York City and you want to come,
all
you have to do is, I'll give you the link right now. Put your name in the hat here. We're going to pick, I believe, 20 to 30 people to come and hang out with us and literally just ask questions in person. We're going to do a Q&A. We're also filming a few videos while we're there, so that is on the 26th. But yeah, this is only open for a week, I think, of, literally a lottery system. It's going to be,
that's it.
Put your name in. So
there's going to be nice little gift bags, little swag bags.
That's right. Yeah, Club Champions put together some nice stuff.
Really cool.
Really good stuff.
We got a chance to see the stuff the other day, and you guys will love it. The little swag package that comes with it.
And then about an hour and a bit of live. We're going to live stream it for everyone to watch, but if you're there in person, you get to ask a question, obviously. So get on that if you're anywhere near the New York area.
Couple of nice lads, Rob and Jeff, they're dropping in at the end of the chat. Rob was saying, got fit by Dean at Mississauga on Friday. He was amazing.
Good.
Rob, you're a champion. Thank you for saying that. We'll pass that on to Dino.
Jeff here.
Jeff was saying, did a fit with David in Calgary. Thanks, David and TXG. Great experience.
Good to hear.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Yep. All our guys, are really are top notch people, and obviously top club fitters with the best components for you guys to try in the industry. So whichever store you want to go, whether it's this side of the border, south of the border, in the UK with Joe and the guys in Scotland, Joe and Dane in Scotland and Glasgow, whether it's with Jason and his team in south of England, down in Basingstoke and Crawley, you can go and get the best experience with any one of our team.
Love it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we will see you guys every day for a video, and we'll see you live next Monday.
Busy week.
Yeah, busy week.
Excellent. Okay, guys, take care.
See ya.